Samsung Galaxy S2.
The Samsung Galaxy S2 is a touchscreen-enabled, slate-format Android smartphone designed, developed, and marketed by Samsung Electronics. It has additional software features, expanded hardware, and a redesigned physique compared to its predecessor, the Samsung Galaxy S. It was succeeded by the Samsung Galaxy S3 in May 2012. The S2 was launched with Android 2.3 Gingerbread, with updates to Android 4.0.4 Ice Cream Sandwich, and it currently can be updated to Android 4.1 Jelly Bean. Samsung unveiled the S2 on February 13, 2011 at the Mobile World Congress. It was one of the slimmest smartphones of the time, mostly 8.49mm thick, except for two small bulges which take the maximum thickness of the phone to 9.91mm. The Galaxy S2 has a 1.2 GHz dual-core Exynos system on a chip, SoC, processor, 1 GB of RAM, a 10.8 cm, 4.3-in, WVGA Super AMOLED Plus screen display and an 8-megapixel camera with flash and 1080p full high-definition video recording. It is one of the first devices to offer a mobile high-definition link, MHL, which allows up to 1080p uncompressed video output to an MHL-enabled TV or to an MHL to HDMI adapter, while charging the device at the same time. USB on the go, USB OTG, is supported. The user-replaceable battery gives up to 10 hours of heavy usage, or 2 days of lighter usage. According to Samsung, the Galaxy S2 is capable of providing 9 hours of talk time on 3G and 18.3 hours on 2G.
Release.
The Galaxy S2 was given worldwide release dates starting from May 2011, by more than 140 vendors in some 120 countries. On May 9, 2011, Samsung announced that they had received pre-orders for 3 million Galaxy S2 units globally. Sometime after the device's release, Samsung also released a variation of the phone known as the Galaxy R, which uses an NVIDIA Tegra 2 chipset. Samsung also reportedly shipped free Galaxy S2s to several developers of the custom Android distribution CyanogenMod, particularly those who had maintained its ports for the Galaxy S, with an intent for them to port CyanogenMod 7 to the device.
Features. Software and services.
The Galaxy S2 was launched with Android 2.3 Gingerbread. American variants began shipments with the slightly updated version 2.3.5 installed. Version 2.3.6 was made globally available on December 12, 2011. On March 13, 2012, Samsung began to roll out upgrades to Android 4.0.3 Ice Cream Sandwich through their phone management software KIES to users in Korea, Hungary, Poland and Sweden. Russian users received the update on July 5, 2012, while the rest of Europe received it on August 1, 2012. In February 2013, Samsung began rolling out an update to Android 4.1.2 Jelly Bean for the device. The S2 employs the TouchWiz 4.0 user interface, following the same principle as TouchWiz 3.0 found on the Galaxy S, with new improvements, such as hardware acceleration. It also has an optional gesture-based interaction called Motion which, among other things, allows users to zoom in and out by placing 2 fingers on the screen and tilting the device towards and away from themselves to zoom in and out respectively. This gesture function works on both the web browser and the images in gallery used within this device. Panning on TouchWiz 4.0 allows the movement of widgets and icons shortcuts between screens, by allowing the device to be held and moved from side to scroll through home screens. This gesture-based management of widgets is a new optional method next to the existing method of holding and swiping between home screens. The Android 4.1 update backports the TouchWiz Nature interface and other features from the Galaxy S3, such as Direct Call, Pop-up Play, Smart Stay, and Easy Mode. 4 new Samsung Hub applications were revealed at the 2011 Mobile World Congress: Social Hub, which integrates popular social networking services into one place rather than in separate applications. Readers Hub, providing the ability to access, read and download online newspapers, ebooks and magazines from a worldwide selection. Music Hub, in partnership with 7 Digital, an application store for downloading and purchasing music tracks on the device, and Game Hub, in partnership with Gameloft, an application store for downloading and purchasing games. Additional applications include Kai's 2.0, Kaiser, All Share, for DLNA, voice recognition, Google Voice Translation, Google Maps with latitude, places, navigation, beta, and lost phone management, Adobe Flash 10.2, Quick Office application and QuickType by SWIPE. Before launch, it was announced that Samsung had taken steps to incorporate enterprise software for business users, which included on-device encryption, Cisco's AnyConnect VPN, device management, Cisco WebEx, Juniper, and secure remote device management from Sybase. The Galaxy S2 comes with support for many multimedia file formats and codecs. For audio it supports FLAC, WAV, 4Bs, MP3, AAC, AAC+, EAAC+, WMA, AMRNB, AMAWB, MID, AC3, XMF. For video formats and codecs it supports MPEG-4, H.264, H.263, DivX HDX VID, VC1, 3GP, MPEG-4, WMV, ASF, as well as AVI, DivX, MKV, FLV and the Sorensen codec. For H.264 playback, the device natively supports 8-bit encodes along with up to 1080p HD video playback.
Hardware and design.
The Galaxy S2 has a 1.2 GHz dual-core ARM Cortex-A9 processor that uses Samsung's own Exynos 4210 feet system on a chip, SoC, that was previously codenamed Orion. The Exynos branded SoC was the source of much speculation concerning another branded successor to the previous Hummingbird single-core SoC of the Samsung Galaxy S. The Exynos 4 Dual 45 nanometers, previously Exynos 4210, uses ARM's Mali 400MP GPU. This graphics GPU, supplied by ARM, is a move away from the PowerVR GPU of the Samsung Galaxy S. The Exynos 4210 supports ARM's SIMD engine, also known as Media Processing Engine, or Neon instructions, and may give a significant performance advantage in critical performance situations such as accelerated decoding for many multimedia codecs and formats, for example, on 2's VP6/7/8 or REAL formats. The Mali 400 GPU in the Exynos 4210 SoC is one of the only, if not the only GPU powering Android devices, that does not support GLRGB frame buffer objects, FBOs, only GLRGBA. The newer Galaxy S2, 9100G, based on the PowerVR SGX 540, does not exhibit the issue. At the 2011 Game Developers Conference ARM's representatives demonstrated 60 Hz framerate playback in stereoscopic 3D running on the same Mali 400MP and Exynos SoC. They said that an increased framerate of 70 Hz would be possible through the use of an HDMI 1.4 port. The Motorola Atrix advertised in June 2011 that it was the world's most powerful smartphone. In August 2011 the UK Advertising Standards Authority ruled that the Atrix was not as powerful as Galaxy SII due to its faster processor. A newer Samsung Galaxy S2, i9100G, uses a 1.2 GHz dual-core TIOMAP 4430 processor with PowerVR SGX 540 graphics. The Galaxy S2 has 1 GB of dedicated RAM and 16 GB of internal mass storage. Within the battery compartment there is an external microSD card slot capable of recognizing and utilizing a 64 GB microSD-XC card. The Samsung Galaxy S2 uses a 108.5mm, 4.27 in, WVGA, 800x480, Super AMOLED Plus capacitive touchscreen that is covered by Gorilla Glass with an oleophobic fingerprint-resistant coating. The display is an upgrade of its predecessor, and the Plus signifies that the display panel has done away with pentile matrix to regular RGB matrix display, which results in a 50% increase in subpixels. This translates to grain reduction and sharper images and text. In addition, Samsung has claimed that Super AMOLED Plus displays are 18% more power efficient than the older Super AMOLED displays. Some phones have display issues, with a few users reporting a yellow tint on the left bottom edge of the display when a neutral gray background is displayed. The Galaxy S2 uses Yamaha audio hardware. The Galaxy S2's predecessor, the original Galaxy S, used Wolfson's WM8994 DAC. User feedback on internet forums as well as an in-depth review at Clove have expressed the Yamaha chip's inferior sound quality compared to that of the Wolfson chip featured in the original Galaxy S. On the back of the device is an 8-megapixel back-illuminated sensor camera with single LED flash that can record videos in full high-definition 1080p at 30 frames per second. There is also a fixed-focus front-facing 2-megapixel camera for video calling, taking photos as well as general video recording, with a maximum resolution of 640x480, VGA. The Galaxy S2 is one of the earliest Android devices to natively support NFC near-field communication. This follows on from the Google Nexus S, which was the first de facto NFC smartphone device. It has been reported that the UK version will be supplied without an NFC chip at the beginning of its production run, with an NFC-equipped version released later in 2011. Samsung has also included a new high-definition connection technology called Mobile High Definition Link, MHL. The main speciality of MHL is that it is optimized for mobile devices by allowing the device's battery to be charged while at the same time playing back multimedia content. For the Galaxy S2, the industry-standard micro-USB port found on the bottom of the device can be used with an MHL connector for a TV out connection to an external display, such as a high-definition television. The micro-USB port on this device also supports USB on the go, USB OTG, standard, which means the Galaxy S2 can act as a host device in the same way as a desktop computer in allowing external USB devices to be plugged in and used. These external USB devices typically include USB flash drives and separately powered external hard drives. A video demonstration on YouTube has shown the OTG function to be readily available with an ordinary micro-USB, B-type, OTG adapter. The same YouTube video goes on to mention a successful test completed on a 2 TB USB external hard drive, requiring own power source, but however reports of failure when trying to connect USB keyboards, tested USB mice and tested USB gamepads. Currently the only file system supported for USB drives within OTG is FAT32. A 3.5mm TRRS headset jack is available and is located on the top side of the device. The micro-USB connection port is located on the bottom side of the device. BCM4330 combo chip integrates 802.11n Wi-Fi, Bluetooth 3.0 plus HS and FM radio, except in phones released to the US market, which lack the FM receiver. BCM4330 supports Wi-Fi Direct that communicate directly with one another without having to interact with an access point. Additional accessories available include dock connector for battery charging and audio-visual output, MHL cable which makes use of the device's micro-USB port for HDMI output, USB OTG adapter for use with external USB devices such as USB flash drives, stylus pen for use on the device's capacitive screen. Support for a stylus on the Galaxy S2 was a precursor to the Samsung Galaxy Note. A number of case manufacturers have released a variety of cases for the Galaxy S2, a Samsung-branded Bluetooth headset for making phone calls, a pair of portable speakers powered by the phone's USB port, a vehicle mounting kit for dashboard placement of the phone, allows GPS navigation using the phone.
Variants: Galaxy S2, model GTI 9100G.
The Samsung Galaxy S2 GTI 9100G was released in late 2011, and is usually sold instead of the original GTI 9100 in certain markets, mostly Asia and some parts of Europe. An overview of the Samsung Galaxy S2 GTI 9100G can be seen on Samsung's official website. It features a Texas Instruments OMAP 4430 SoC instead of the Exynos 4210 in the GTI 9100. It is visually identical to the GTI 9100, as well as having the same 1.2 GHz processor speed and dual-core ARM Cortex-A9 processor technology. However, the SoC is of a different design and the Mali 400 GPU has been replaced by a PowerVR GX 540 GPU. This difference in the SoC makes this variant incompatible with custom ROMs intended for the i9100. But it has been steadily gaining its own aftermarket support, such as from CyanogenMod, due to the relative ease of development and the openness of the TIOMAP platform.
Australia. Telstra and Vodafone Australia, models GTI 9100T and GTI 9210T.
The Galaxy S2, model GTI 9100T, sold by Telstra, Vodafone Australia and some certain other carriers outside Australia, is virtually identical to the i9100 and is functionally equivalent.
Telstra and Optus, model GTI 9210T.
In Australia, the Galaxy S2 4G, model GTI 9210T, uses a Qualcomm processor and supports Telstra's and Optus 4G networks. However, analog radio and digital media are not supported.
Canada. Bell Mobility, models GTI 9100M and SGHI 757M.
Bell's Galaxy S2 Lite, model GTI 9100M. Samsung Galaxy S2 is identical to the international version except that its model number is GTI 9070. All customer OMS running on international versions can be flashed to Bell's Galaxy S2 also. Bell's Samsung Galaxy S2 HD LTE, model SGHI 757M, is identical to the cancelled AT&T's Skyrocket HD, hence making the device another variant of the Korean model of the Galaxy S2 HD LTE. One difference between the Korean model and the Bell Mobility model is the lack of a physical home button. Instead, four capacitive buttons are used, one of which directly replaces the physical home button. The specification of the device is identical to the Korean model. However, different frequencies bands are enabled on this device.
Rogers, models SGHI 727R and SGHI 927.
The Rogers Galaxy S2 LTE, model SGHI 727R, is identical to the AT&T Skyrocket, and features a larger screen 4.52 inches, a bigger battery 1850 mAh, and a different 1.5 GHz Qualcomm processor. Rogers Galaxy S Glide, model SGHI 927, is the same phone with the same specs as the AT&T's Captivate Glide, except the carrier logo is on the back instead of behind the front glass panel. Rogers launched the Samsung Galaxy S2 LTE, launching in fall 2011, soon after its LTE launch in Toronto. Note that the Galaxy S II LTE has a different model number, i9210, and came out later and only in select markets, Canada, Korea.
Telus Mobility, model SGHT 989D.
Telus Mobility's 4G Galaxy S2X, model SGHT 989D, has a Qualcomm 1.5 GHz dual-core processor, larger 4.52-inch screen and 1850 mAh battery, is thicker at 9.4 mm and has a different design. There is a chrome band around the edge and the plastic on the back has a leathery feel. Instead of a hardware home button, it has the standard 4 capacitive buttons. The Qualcomm processor allows for 42-bit SHSPA+ download speeds that the Samsung Exynos processor is not currently capable of. It was released on October 28, 2011. a subsidiary of Telus, Kudo Mobile, also offers the SGHT 989D.
China. China Mobile, model GTI 9108.
The Samsung Galaxy S2, model GTI 9108, was released in late 2011, and it is sold in China by China Mobile. It is identical to the GTI 9100G, featuring the same Texas Instruments OMAP 4430 SoC with a 1.2 GHz dual-core ARM Cortex-A9 processor and PowerVR GX 540 graphics processor. However, the GTI 9108 has TD-SCDMA support in place of WCDMA support found in other variants. The GTI 9108 is a regional model and has few available custom ROMs.
Europe, model GTI 9100P.
The Samsung Galaxy S2, model GTI 9100P, was released in late 2011. It has the same hardware as GTI 9100 plus the NFC chip and battery. The battery is specific because it includes the antenna. To keep NFC enabled, it is necessary to update the firmware using a P version. Any i9100 firmware can be used, but doing so will disable the NFC hardware.
Japan. KDDI-AU, model, ISW11SC.
The KDDI or Galaxy SI WiMAX, model, ISW11SC, was first released on January 20, 2012 in the color Noble Black and was followed by a ceramics white model on March 24, 2012 and a shiny magenta model on July 20, 2012. The ISW11SC currently runs Android 4.0.4 via an OTA update from the original 2.3.6 firmware. The ISW11SC uses the Samsung Exynos 4210 dual-core 1.4 GHz main CPU and a Qualcomm QSC6085 modem chipset running at 192 MHz. It features 1 GB of RAM and 16 GB of ROM, 11 GB available for user data storage, with support for up to 64 GB additional storage via the internal microSD slot. An 1850 mAh battery powers the device. The ISW11SC features a Samsung Super AMOLED HD 1280x720 screen measuring 4.7 inches. Connectivity includes CDMA 800 MHz per 2100 MHz. 3G EV2 Reverend A. 2.4 GHz/5 GHz 802.11 ABGN Wi-Fi. Bluetooth 3.0 and an integrated WiMAX modem with speeds up to 14 bits down and 15.4 bits up. Like most Japanese domestic model phones, the ISW11SC includes many Japan-specific applications. This phone features NFC functionality which is technically compatible with Felica RFID, such as with PASMO and SUICA payment systems. However, the software doesn't support the Japanese Ozefu Kitai mobile wallet and thus the phone cannot be used to make transactions with NFC in Japan.
NTT Docomo, model SEO2C.
NTT Docomo introduced a variant of the Galaxy S2, model SCO2C, on June 23, 2011 is the successor to the Docomo Galaxy S, model SCO2B. The SCO2C includes 1 seg terrestrial television support, as well as iMode software functions specific to Docomo handsets, such as iChannel, BTV, Melody Call and Docomo Map navigation. The SCO2C is powered by the Samsung Exynos 4210 Orion dual-core 1.2 GHz, S5PC210, processor. The SCO2C uses the WNN Japanese input system.
South Korea.
All of variants optimized for use with South Korean wireless carriers have Samsung's Korean input system for feature phones, a WLSIC layout virtual keyboard and a TDMB tuner in place of an Fathom radio tuner.
KT, model SHWM250K.
The KT variant, the Galaxy S2 KT, model SHWM250K, uses KT's Wi-Fi CM instead of Android's Wi-Fi CM to connect to Wi-Fi networks. Additional features for KT users are installed by default.
LG U Plus Model SHWM250L.
Instead of WCDMA and HSPA, LG U Plus S variant of the Galaxy S2, model SHWM250L, uses EV-DO Reverent B, kPCS 1.8 GHz, to accommodate the network technology deployed by LG U Plus. The SHWM250L is slightly thicker, 9.4 mm, than SK Telecom and KT variants, 8.89 mm. Additional features for LG U Plus users are installed by default.
SK Telecom, Model SHWM250s.
The SK Telecom variant of the Galaxy S2, model SHWM250S, uses the SK-MMS system instead of the OMA-MMS system for multimedia messaging. Additional features for SK Telecom users are installed by default.
United States. AT&T, models SGHI 777, SGHI 727 and SGHI 927.
AT&T Mobility began offering its first variant of the Galaxy S2, model SGHI 777, on October 2, 2011. Prior to its release, AT&T Mobility's first variant of the device was codenamed Attain by Samsung. The AT&T Mobility variant maintains the 4.3-inch display of the international version, but features 4 capacitive buttons. It also includes NFC capability. AT&T Mobility introduced a second variant of the device called the Galaxy S2 Skyrocket, model SGHI 727, on November 6, 2011. Prior to its release, the second variant was codenamed Skyrocket by Samsung. This variant is similar to the international Samsung Galaxy S2 LTE and is notable for its inclusion of an LTE radio. The inclusion of the LTE radio required changing the device's main processor from the Exynos to the Qualcomm Snapdragon MSM8260 because the Exynos does not support LTE. This version features the same 4.52-inch screen of the Sprint model. This variant supports near-field communications, NFC. AT&T Mobility introduced a third variant called the Captivate Glide, model SGHI 927, on November 20, 2011. The Captivate Glide differs from the other two AT&T Mobility variants primarily by the inclusion of a slide-out, physical QWERTY keyboard. The Captivate Glide also includes a dual-core, 1 GHz Tegra 2 dual-core processor instead of a 1.2 GHz Exynos processor. The display of this third variant is Super AMOLED instead of Super AMOLED Plus and the display size is reduced to 4 inches.
Sprint, model SPHD 710.
The Sprint variant, model SPHD 710, of the Galaxy S2 was initially released as the Galaxy S2 Epic 4G Touch and was later renamed to the simpler Galaxy S2 4G prior to its release. Sprint's variant was codenamed Within by Samsung. The SPHD 710 first became available for Sprint customers on September 16, 2011, making Sprint the first carrier in the United States to offer a variant of the S2. The SPHD 710 is available to Sprint customers in black, titanium grey or white. The Sprint variant has key differences from the international version of the Galaxy S2. The Sprint variant includes a 2500 MHz WiMAX radio. The display of the Sprint variant, at 4.52 inches, is larger than that of the international version. The Sprint variant features 4 touch capacitive buttons as opposed to the 3-button hardware capacitive combination found on the international version. Other differences include an LED notification light and a larger, 6.66 Wh battery. The Sprint variant does not come equipped with NFC capability, unlike the variants offered by T-Mobile US and AT&T Mobility. The Galaxy S2 4G is touchscreen-only device, unlike the Epic 4G, which includes a physical QWER TY keyboard. On March 28, 2013, the Android 4.1.2 Jelly Bean GB27 update was released through the Samsung Kai software as of February 2014. There are no additional confirmed updates for this device. The device has received 7 updates from Samsung since its original release on September 16, 2011.
Boost Mobile and Virgin Mobile USA.
Sprint subsidiaries Boost Mobile offers a Sprint SPHD 710 variant of the Galaxy S2 4G in both titanium grey or white options. Virgin Mobile offers a variant, Model i9210, for their service. Boost Mobile began the Samsung Galaxy S2 4G on September 6, 2012 for $369.99. Virgin Mobile USA began offering the Galaxy S2 4G on November 15, 2012 for $369.99. In March 2013, the Boost Mobile and Virgin Mobile variants were also updated along with Sprint's to Android 4.1.2 Jelly Bean.
T-Mobile, Model SGHT 989.
T-Mobile USA began taking pre-orders for its variant, Model SGHT 989, of the Galaxy S2 on October 11, 2011 and began selling it in stores on October 12, 2011. Prior to its release, T-Mobile's variant of the device was codenamed Hercules by Samsung. The T-Mobile variant has important key differences from the international version of the Galaxy S2. The T-Mobile variant uses a 1.5 GHz dual-core Qualcomm APQ8060 S3 Snapdragon processor, as opposed to the 1.2 GHz dual-core Exynos processor of the international version because the Exynos processor is not compatible with T-Mobile's 42-bit SHSPA Plus network. The cellular radio of the T-Mobile supports UMTS bands I, 2100 MHz, 2, 1900 MHz, 4, 1700 MHz, and B, 850 MHz. The display of the T-Mobile variant, at 4.52 inches, is larger than that of the international version. The T-Mobile variant features 4 touch capacitive buttons as opposed to the 3-button hardware capacitive combination found on the international version. This variant of the smartphone uses the powerful Adreno 220 series GPU and supports up to version 4.1.2 based or OMS of the Android OS. The T-Mobile variant, like the AT&T variant, supports near-field communications, NFC, integrated in the battery, which has 6.85 Wh capacity. As of March 8, 2013, the T-Mobile variant can be updated to Android 4.1.2 Jelly Bean using Samsung Kai's.
US Cellular, Model SCHR 760.
US Cellular's variant, Model SCHR 760, is equivalent to the Sprint variant, except for one specification. The US Cellular variant does not include a 2500 MHz WiMAX radio.
Galaxy S Second Plus, Model GTI 9105/P.
The Galaxy S2 Plus was announced in CES 2013. The phone has a Broadcom BC28155 SoC with a 1.2 GHz dual-core processor and a video-core 4HW GPU instead of the Mali 400MP in the original Galaxy S2. It has 1 GB of RAM but only with 8 GB of internal storage. It uses a hyperglazed plastic body, the same as the Samsung Galaxy S3, and is available in chic white and dark blue. The phone originally runs on Android 4.1.2 Jelly Bean with Samsung's TouchWiz Nature UX. An update to Android 4.2.2 is available in some countries. Also released was i9105P model, which supports NFC.
Reception.
Reviews of the Galaxy S2 have been universally positive. It was honored by Mobile World Congress's Global Mobile Awards as Smartphone of the Year 2012. Engadget gave the device a 9/10, calling it the best Android smartphone yet, and possibly the best smartphone, period. Connect UK gave the device a favourable review of 4.5/5 and described it as one of the slimmest, lightest mobiles we've ever had the privilege to hold. TechRadar gave the device 5/5 stars and describes the device as one that set a new bar for smartphones in 2011. Pocket New was impressed with the speed of the web browser. /Gear states that the device sets the benchmark for smartphones in general. Xmarana points out minor drawbacks such as an all-plastic body, and the handset having no dedicated camera key, but still calls the handset absurdly powerful, and concluding we just cannot see beyond the new Samsung flagship if we're to name the ultimate smartphone. After slightly over 1 month since its debut, more than 1 million units of Samsung Galaxy S2 were activated in South Korea. Worldwide, 3 million units were sold in 55 days. After over 85 days of its first release, Samsung has declared global shipments of over 5 million for Galaxy S2 and 10 million after 5 months. Partially owing to strong sales of Samsung's Galaxy range of smartphones, Samsung overtook Apple in smartphone sales during Q3 2011, with a total market share of 23.8%, compared to Apple's 14.6%. It was also well received on smaller, local tech sites in several countries. Tweakers.net gave the device an overall 5/5, claiming only minor drawbacks like the need to remove the battery to access the microSD and the position of the speaker. At the end of the year the device gained the title of Best Smartphone of the Year by the same website.
Successor.
The successor to the Galaxy S2 is the Galaxy S3, which was unveiled in London on May 3, 2012 and began sales on May 29, 2012 with 10 million reported pre-orders.